Okay, in my dream, I had a dream that my husband started coming home every evening and enjoying his time with the family. Instead of watching games or just wanting to be left alone or anything like that, he actually enjoyed being with us and spent time with us, and the kids loved being around him. And it was so much fun. It was just so much fun being a family. Family time was just a party. And I just loved it, how he was wanting to, he just, like when he got off work, he didn't want to go check his bees or worry about a new business idea or anything. He just wanted to come straight home and spend time with us. It was so much fun. And then, but the one thing that was strange was that he never wanted to go out anywhere. Like, he wanted to spend time with us, and it was a party, but we always stayed home. And I was like, why does he always want to be at home? I'd like to go, for a walk or out to eat or visiting someone. But he didn't know. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. He'd only spend time with us at home. And I thought, well, that's strange, but oh well, at least he's spending time with us. So I just enjoyed it. And then one day, my dad, and then my brother and their wives came over and picked me up and the boys, and we went shopping together. And my husband stayed home because he didn't get out of the house. He never would leave. And I could tell right when I got in the vehicle that they were very downcast, very worried or sad about me and my situation. That's the only way I know how to describe it. And I just knew what they were thinking. I could kind of tell that they were thinking Tracy had died. And I almost didn't really want to acknowledge it or bring it up, but I did. And I said, oh my, I said, did Tracy die? And it's almost like a part of me in my mind had known that slightly, but didn't want to acknowledge it. But anyways, and they all said, yeah, that's right, he did. And I was like, no way, when? It's almost like I kind of wondered about it, but I just was like, no way. And so I'd always push it out there's no way. And I just pushed it out of my mind. And so anyways, when they said it, and I was like, no way, when? And they were like, about a month ago. And I was just like blown away. I was like, I can't believe this. This is terrible. This is horrible. And then when I got back home from the shopping trip, of course I already knew before I even got home because I was asking them, well, then who is this? I said, who is this? Because someone's been coming home every evening and entertaining us. Tracy's been coming home every evening, and if it isn't Tracy, then who or what is it? And in my dream, it's like I knew it was an evil spirit. It was an evil spirit that was entertaining me. And I was very upset. I was like, I was being entertained by an evil spirit this whole time, and I didn't even know it. I was just ashamed of myself, kind of, that I didn't know that that's what was entertaining me. And so and then I know that when I got home, I was extremely lonely because Tracy wasn't there, and I just felt so completely alone in the whole world. And that's the end. I'm dying to know what that means. What is that all supposed to mean? I'm so curious. And then, okay, I'll just keep going with them. And then the next one, that was a little while ago, but then not too long ago I had one, and I was asking the Lord, when are you going to return? I want to know too. I've seen so many YouTube videos about people who have said, he told them this, told them that. Well, I don't know, but I want to know when you're going to return. And that night I had a dream, and up in this high closet of this new house we moved to, I found this little jacket for my little girl. And I looked at the tag, and usually the tag will always say, it'll be like 12 to 18 months, 12 to 24 months, or 24 to 36 months. It goes by 6 to 12 month increments. And this little jacket, I looked at the size and thought, oh, what's the size for this little jacket? And I looked at it, and it said 13 to 40 months. And I was like, what's that supposed to mean? Because it should have said 12 to 36 months. Anyways, I woke up, and that's all I know. But Then the next one was, okay, I went up. I was in this group of people, and I saw this altar. It's probably not an altar. It was like a table, and there was a Bible sitting on top. And actually, now that I think about it, there was two Bibles. There was a larger one on the bottom and a smaller one on top. There was a candle and a cross and something tall and skinny on the side. And I don't know what all that means, but anyways, my brother Luke was standing beside me. And I went up to the Bible and I thought, I want to read this to all these people in here. I want them to know what God says. So I started reading it. And, well, I couldn't read it. That was the deal. I couldn't read it because there was so much dust on it. On that whole table, there was dust. So I blew on the table. I tried to blow the dust off. And even in my dream, I was like, okay, I know how to clean. I know better than this. Why am I blowing the dust? But I blew the dust the first time. Dust puffed everywhere. Everywhere. And my brother Luke that was standing there, he looked at me and he was coughing and choking and he was like, what was that? With a total unimpressed look. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to clean this off. And then to my own horror, I blew the dust 2 or 3 more times. And of course, each time it might have taken off like a quarter or half of the dust, but most of it just came right back down. And I was like, man, why isn't this working? But really, and then also in my mind, I was thinking, I know better than to try and blow dust. I should be wiping it off. Why aren't I wiping it off? Because blowing isn't going to help. Anyways, Luke, he was choking on the dust because I was blowing, and I was like, I felt terrible that he was choking because he was almost about to leave because it was so much dust, it about choked him out, you know. He had to about leave. And that was the end of that dream. Okay, and then one more, and this one I'm very curious about. This one and the first one I'm very curious about. And this one was, I went to this man's house, and I remember it was kind of a long path winding around other houses. And I got to this house, and as you go in the entrance to their house, they had things, this couple had like satanic things hanging up there. Ugly or gruesome looking statue kind of things hanging up above the head. I just remember thinking they were kind of cultish or satanic or something. And I didn't even see them till like the third time I went to visit, third or fourth time I went to visit the house. Well, anyways, first time we visited their house, they were very nice, very friendly, happy, sweet couple. And we were going to eat at their house. And for some reason, okay, this sounds so dumb, I always had to make, they made beans and tortillas. And I always had to make the tortillas. Hey, Joel. I always had to make the tortillas with my hair. And I had to make the tortillas with my hair. That was kind of they're like, okay, you make the tortillas. So every time I came over like 3 or 4 times, numerous times anyways, and every time I made the tortillas. And when Tracy and I ate, we never tasted hair in the tortillas when we were eating. And so I was like, well, okay, whatever, you know. And we went over several times, and it was so much fun. We enjoyed being with them, and they looked like they enjoyed being with us. They enjoyed our family. And like the third time or so, it seemed like we go in there, and I wondered, we go here so much, you know, why do they keep wanting us over? And that's the time I noticed the satanic things above. And then I wonder, are they going to get tired of us? Because they keep inviting us over. And then I noticed that time we went to their house, they were very annoyed. Kind of like, let's just get this over with. These people are annoying. And I was like, why do they keep inviting us? And it was like I realized in my dream that they only wanted us over because they wanted to eat my hair. And I realized in the dream they were evil. I don't know if they were demons. I'm not sure if they were demons or not, but they were just very evil. And they were feeding off of me. And so every time I went, they were feeding off me. And by feeding off me, they were feeding off my family. because I was part of my family. And they really didn't care about us. It was just a pretense. And as time wore off and they invited us over and over, their pretendness kind of wore off and the real them came out, and that was the case. They really didn't invite us over because they wanted to be with us. They were just inviting us over so they could eat my hair, so they could feed off of me. And so that's my dreams. I really would like to know what they mean.